today I thought I'd do a little bit of a different video. It's more of a sit down, chilled video. It's more of a chatting video, talking about a topic that's really, really close to my heart, and something that I find very, very difficult as an autistic person to talk about, which is feelings, I guess, which in turn leads to mental health. So something I wanted to sort of start off with, those on the autism spectrum are more likely to experience mental health problems than most of the general public. So it's just, I think as an autistic person it's really, really difficult to open up, to speak about feelings, thoughts, because sometimes we can't process our own feelings, and we may not necessarily understand our own feelings. And so to speak about them, or to try to put those into words, to talk about, is not necessarily easy. And so it can lead to lots of negative thoughts, and maybe suicidal thoughts too. And of course, this is all part of the course, because, like I've just said, being on the spectrum, you are more likely to have mental health problems than the general population. I think that is due to the fact that, for me personally, I don't feel that there is much, I was going to say much support, but I guess much support for autistic people in terms of understanding the autism first, and then understanding the mental health problems on top of that. I have suffered with anxiety for a while. It's probably been present the whole of my life, and obviously I've had quite a tough time of things recently in my personal life. I'm not going to share that on camera, but those of you that are watching this that do know me, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And that has sort of started presenting itself in anxiety or panic attacks. And I used to have panic attacks very frequently when I was younger, and then I haven't had panic attacks for many, many years. Recently they've started to happen again, and this time it's when I'm in the workplace, so I'm at work, and it's very difficult to cope with them and to know what to do at work in that situation. I think something that I guess you need to remember is that it's only temporary. The feelings of anxiety, the feelings of panic, depressive feelings, thoughts, they are only temporary. They don't last. Please do reach out if you need help, if you need to just talk. Please do reach out. There are people out there that will listen and that will help. That's one of my major points, I think, is that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to talk about these things. They are things that aren't generally talked about very often, I don't feel, especially in the autism community. What was I going to say? And in Matt Haig's book, Reasons to Stay Alive, he says, and I really, really liked this, so this is a quote from his book: "Life is hard. It may be beautiful and wonderful, but it is also hard." That really resonated with me, because it is hard. Life is very hard, and especially now in times of this pandemic, mental health more so now should be talked about, I feel, because, you know, everybody is going through a very tough time at the moment. The world is going through a tough time at the moment, and talking about your tough times really does help. Writing those tough times down, even if you're just going to rip it up or throw it in the bin, write it down, put it in the bin, chuck it out. I think it's really important that we share how we feel, what we're thinking, and more importantly, that we look after ourselves. So I've written a list of self-care. So some of the things that I would say are self-care. Phoning a friend. If you can't phone them, talk to them, text them, message them, Facebook them, tweet them, Instagram them, whatever it is. Talk to a friend, reach out. Drink water. I find it really helps if you drink water. For me, I drink water very slowly. I sip it and it really, really helps. An obvious one is deep breathing. Go for a walk, listen to music, or use a weighted blanket. You can also get weighted lap pads, it's worth saying. So one of the things that I thought would be a good thing to share is how to be there for somebody who experiences any sort of mental health problem. Because very often people don't know how to be there for somebody like myself. And I think it's really, really important that we share what we want, how we want people to help us. Because people don't necessarily know how to help. So how to be there for somebody. Number 1, listen. Number 2, never say pull yourself together or cheer up. It's really not helpful. Number 3, be patient. Number 4, just be there. Number 5, ask what you can do. And finally, number 6, educate yourself. Every single person is different. Everyone experiences mental health problems, anxiety, depression, OCD, etc. differently. All of the traits, all of the symptoms are different and they vary from person to person. So what are my symptoms of panic attacks? Or what are some symptoms of panic attacks? Because you might not know. Maybe you've had them and you don't know that you've had a panic attack. Panic attacks can be really, really scary. It feels like you are going to die. But like I said, these feelings are only temporary. So symptoms of panic attacks could be a racing heartbeat, shortness of breath, not being able to breathe, going hot flushes, feeling the urge to run away from the situation. But like I said before, they're only temporary. One of the scariest things for me when I have my panic attacks is that they come out of nowhere. I can't control them. I have absolutely no control over it. I don't know when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen, and I don't know why it happens, because there is nothing that is bothering me or worrying me. It can literally just creep up on you and happen out of nowhere, out of the blue. And it's the feeling of, for me personally, not being able to breathe, going really, really hot, and the panic, the anxiety that I have to go. I have to get out of the situation. So going away from the situation, running away or walking away from the situation to calm down. Sometimes for myself, like I said, everybody is different. For myself, I haven't had a very, very bad panic attack in terms of it hasn't lasted long. So the longest it's taken me to come back down and to a calm sense, it's taken me about 15 minutes. And as I said, this is during class, this is at work, in the workplace. And I think just talking about it, making people aware, friends, colleagues, etc., is really, really important. Also, like I've said previously in the video, is letting people know what they can do to help you. It's not always obvious. People don't always know what to say. They don't always know what to do. Please, please speak to people. Your friends, your family, your colleagues. Tell them what they can do to help you. Even if it's just going for a walk. Even if it's just being there, just showing up, not speaking, just walking. Even if it's just sitting together listening to a piece of music that makes you calm. Please reach out. Linked to this video in my description box, I'm going to put some websites. I'm going to put the Mind website that you can visit for help and support, which is mind.org.uk. I'm going to put the Autism website in the description box that you can visit as well for more help and support if you're on the spectrum, which is autism.org.uk. And I'm also going to put a free text number to shout. So you can text shout to 85258, and I'm going to put that in the description box. Shout is a free text service that you can access anywhere, anytime. If you want to speak to somebody, there is somebody trained on the other end of that phone. All you need to do is text. Please remember, speak to somebody, reach out, because you're not alone. It is okay not to be okay.